Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Corey. I am the consciousness behind the Thought Soldiers page. So, I wanted to talk about a topic today that is something that I had a very, very deep discussion with my wonderful partner, the other aspect of myself, the wonderful Samantha Rodriguez, and we were talking about soul alignment, and I was helping her and guiding her through some things that are going on. As many of us right now are tying up karmic patterns, and it's not always karmic relationships. Our karma can just be the way that we've been handling things. Karma likes to appear in many different forms, and right now her and I are both wrapping up some huge karmic lessons regarding honoring what we need and being in full alignment with our souls. And I really wish I recorded the conversation, because it was about 2 hours of channeling, where I was just channeling information for her. But for the sake of anonymity and for the sake of not putting her stuff out into the universe, I'm not going to record our phone conversations. That's just weird. So, I'm kind of laughing about that right now. So anyways, I did write some stuff down about soul alignment, that I channeled from there, and I'm actually going to call in my guidance team to come in nice and close. I'm going to get our antennas up and see if there's anything more we can channel, and just let spirit work through me as I discuss some things. And really quickly, so we know what it feels like, let's go ahead and connect ourselves to source. Make sure we're in the highest vibe state possible so we can bring in the highest level of consciousness into this, since soul alignment is such a important topic to me. So I'm going to guide us through this. Make sure you have, if you're laying down, that's completely fine. Sitting down works as well. Make sure your legs are uncrossed, feet flat on the floor, palms up and open to receiving mode. Close your eyes and let's take 3 deep breaths into the heart space. One more breath. Let that out in a sigh. Okay. So go ahead and close your eyes, and let's roll your eyes up, focusing on your pineal gland. Let's take our awareness 1,000 feet up into the sky. Imagine yourself turning into a giant, reaching up 1,000 feet into the sky. So you sense, feel, or see the central sun. We're going to imagine this doorway opening up in the sky, opening up a portal to bring the central sun down. We're going to command this light now down into our crown chakra, expanding our crown chakra out, calling it down our third eye, down our eyes, washing out our ears, continually moving down our face, into our throat, cleansing and clearing our throat chakra, bringing this light now down into our shoulders, into our chest, down our arms, down into our hands, shooting light out of our fingertips. And let's call this light down our chest, washing out our heart chakra, down our solar plexus, washing out our solar plexus, down our sacral, washing out our sacral, down our root, down our hips, expanding our hips outwards so we can feel as supported as we can as we are taking new steps into new directions as these new energies arrive. Calling this energy down our thighs, down our knees, down our legs, washing out our feet chakras, and sending this light down into the central crystalline core of Gaia. So let's make sure we send this light all the way down into the center of the earth, where it can be washed and transmuted. Let's let it sit there for a second, and let's just call this energy back up into our feet, feeling the loving, supported, and abundant nature of Mother Earth, coming back up our feet, up our shins, up our knees, up our thighs, up our hips, back up our body, up our torso, up our chest, up, back down our arms, out our hands, and now moving up our neck, through our head, through our crown, connecting back to the central sun. As we have this pure energetic flow from above and below, let's command this energy down into our heart space, imagining this bright orange and gold and yellow sun in our hearts. And let's expand this out 360 degrees in all directions. Let's go out 5 feet, 9 feet, 11 feet, 15 feet, 20 feet, past our room, past our town, past our city. Let's go past our state, past our country, past our continent, out past the world, out into the cosmos. Expand out as far into the universe as you want. When you are satisfied, let's come back into the body. And let's go ahead and just bring our vibration up. I'm going to call our vibration up, turning up a knob, turning our frequency up to the highest set point that we can in order to give and receive as much information as possible. And I ask that we activate this message to help everyone get into full alignment with their soul purpose and what their soul has to offer the world. So, basically, as I call in my guides and help open me up to sending this message out, I want to talk about honoring your soul needs. So, every single day, we get offered opportunities, whether to be in alignment or out of alignment. We can either start to step into the Christ consciousness, the unified consciousness that we hold within, and that pure state of honoring our soul, or further and further back into the old paradigm of honoring the ego. And what we need to do is we need to start taking reasonable action steps towards aligning with our purpose by aligning with what our soul wants and what our soul needs on a day-to-day basis. What does it need to survive and live? What do you need? Because you're more than just a soul. You are also a soul living a human experience. There are some human needs, essential needs you need. What do you need physically? What do you need spiritually? What do you need emotionally? So if you get a second and this resonates with you, hit pause, grab a pen and paper, and take some notes. What do I need to survive and live, physically, spiritually, and emotionally? Go ahead and hit pause now, and go ahead and write this list down. Next, what do I need to thrive, physically, spiritually, and emotionally? Because there's a difference between survival and thrival, as we are starting to anchor in more of the fifth dimensional consciousness and activating this grid here on planet Earth. The idea is to go from living, survival instincts, fight or flight, into thriving, happiness, joy, abundance, freedom. So these are some key words. What do you need physically, spiritually, and emotionally in order to thrive, in order to be happy, joyous, and free? What do you need? When you get a second, pause and write this list down for yourself. The next question is, what action steps can I take every single day toward aligning with my needs? What can I do every single day for myself in order to align with my highest ideal and my highest purpose? Because every decision I make can take me closer to alignment by fulfilling these needs and desires. When I encounter a fork in the road in my day, how can I align with my needs? By saying yes or no. You are now giving the universe clarity on who you are by understanding who you are and your basic needs for thriving. So, the visualization that came down to me for this is that every single day, as soon as you said that I'm a light worker and I want to align at a soul level, you said, I want to align with fifth dimensional consciousness and higher. I want to anchor those grids onto planet Earth. I want those potentialities to be able to exist for generations to come, not only for myself, but for everyone else. The universe says, okay, now I'm going to start placing things in your path to see if you really want this. And so the visual that I got, which is a really great analogy, is like, basically every time these opportunities come down and you get a choice because there's free will, the universe is handing you a Coca-Cola and a glass of pure water. And it says, what do you want? And as soon as you say yes to the water and throw out the Coca-Cola, the universe is going to keep tallying this up. Your yeses and your nos get tallied up in your favor to more clarity of what it is you truly desire. And that is what's going to follow you in alignment or out of alignment. And sometimes we have to step out of alignment to get closer to what we want. So if we look at the law of attraction, we still live in contrast. We need that contrast in order to fully understand what it is we need in order to understand the other side of the spectrum. So, you want love? Well, let's understand a lot of pain and a lot of hatred first, and then let's move over to love. You want abundance? Let's give you extreme lack and help you to feel extreme lack so you know what it feels like to be abundant. It is the law that is governing this universe, and unfortunately, if you don't get into the healing pattern and don't understand this, you can get stuck in that trauma cycle, which is something I've discussed many times in my videos, and then get stuck in there and kind of keep feeding that loop over and over. But remember, as you're manifesting too, you are manifesting from your temporal self as well as your higher self. So you got two projection points that are coming down, anchoring into this reality now, and thus creating the reflection that is being reflected back to you. But the issue is that when you are not in alignment with your happiness and not in alignment with what your soul needs and your soul mission, you are now creating a gap for something else to take the wheel. So, if you're 40% happy and in alignment, you now offer 60% opportunity for something to take over your wheel. Power, sovereign power, is using every aspect of you so you don't give something else the opportunity to work through you. That gap in your being creates an opening or a back door for something to creep in and to take control of your reality, whether it be your higher self, whether it be your angels, or whether it be something unfavorable, unmentionable, undesirable. Simply stating you're a sovereign being isn't enough. You have to take action and claim your sovereignty by aligning with you. You can't do this if you don't know you. The only way to know you is by staring in your reflection. Where is there discord? Where are things broken? Where am I in balance and where am I in harmony? It's giving you an opportunity to fill those gaps based on what your experience is showing you. Everything that is happening to you is happening for you. It is showing you and reflecting back to you unhealed aspects, gaps in your field. So if you are living 40% happiness and 40% in alignment, and there's a 60% gap in your being, in your field, you're now offering opportunity for something to come in and to project your consciousness outward and let that reflect back to you, showing you more of what it is truly to become whole and sovereign as a being. And so we fill in that gap by honoring us, honoring our soul, honoring our emotional body, honoring our physical body. Because when we are whole and we are operating at 100% consciousness and at 100% alignment, our field is so strong that there's no way anything can creep in, because we start to have a tool of discernment in order to be able to see through others and see through these attacks, see through these energies, see through these control grids. If you don't take control of your life, something else will. These control grids will step in to take control when you're not taking control of your life. And taking control of your life, not meaning to narcissistically control your environment, but to take full action steps towards aligning with what your soul needs and what your soul wants from you. That desire and that passion that burns inside of you, that makes you feel whole and abundant, that is where you deserve to be. You deserve to be there. So you have to align yourself with that by taking necessary action steps and weeding out what isn't in alignment, and then stepping further into your path. Blind faith. But see, it's not blind faith, because you clearly know, you just don't want to see it, because the blinds are from fears. The blinds are from judgment. The blinds are from society telling you that you honoring yourself isn't ... or it is ... Whatever negative thought loop you are spiraling out about. And so as soon as you start to say yes to yourself, the universe starts to keep tallying up that you're really in full alignment with this. And thus, these energy waves that are going to come in, you're going to start to purge and release more. Your light body's going to activate. Your abilities are going to come online. You're going to start feeling better. You're going to start feeling whole. No more lack. No more blocks. Just abundance. Because these blocks, these energetic blocks, aren't blocking you from anything. It's actually just a door that is closed on yourself. So if you look at your natural presence, your natural blueprint, you are the universe. You are everything. You're the galaxy. You're the stars. You're every dimension embodied. You are all of the ascended masters collectively within. You are a master. You are abundant. You are free. You are light. These blocks are not yours. And so when are we going to choose to release those blocks? When are we going to choose to throw up the white flag and say, I surrender? Because every time I try to do this, I get checkmated and I get thrown in a hole. So when am I going to quit playing the game and honor my soul? And what is that game to you? It's different for everyone. What is the game? And see, this is where it all depends on your perspective. And then honoring what your soul needs and not listening to some external person. It is always good to get confirmation, or if you're a little lost and disconnected, to let someone come in and to offer some guidance and support. But it's not about what others want for you. It's what you want for you. And you can get psychics, you can get tarot readers, you can get all of these services to confirm what you already know. But until you know it within, and then take action steps by integrating that learning lesson of fully knowing what you are, that is when the contract is ripped. That is when the blocks are removed. And that is when you unlock the door to your potential. That's all a block is. It is not blocking you from a path. It is a door that is blocking you from yourself. And a lot of us sometimes, including myself, forget that it's always inward, outward. This journey is to fix the inside condition and let the external reality reflect it back. And sometimes we forget that. We have a veil of forgetfulness that's very thick. And we will forget that we don't change the external. We change the internal and we let the external adjust accordingly. We are magnets. We call in by changing inward and focusing that inward connection. And sometimes we have to go without, so we go within in order to truly understand what it is our soul and our being wants in order to thrive and to grow and to expand into this new level that we are trying to get to. So, soul alignment is very difficult because so many people are quick to be like, who am I supposed to be with? What am I supposed to be doing? What is my mission? Well, who are you? Who are you and what do you want? Forget the mission for a second. Forget the soulmate. Forget the twin flame. Forget those labels. Forget the lightworker agenda. What do you want? An old pattern and an old way of doing things is like, oh, I want to see a change in the world, so I'm going to go out and I'm going to change everyone else and I'm going to fight the system. No, change yourself and let the world match your reflection. We're still diving into a collective unconscious here. The collective conscious, the collective unconscious. So the collective, if we all change our reflection by doing the inward work, we don't have to fight and change anything on the external because we're all focusing within. We have our hologram, our individual hologram, that is coinciding with the collective hologram. And there are some things and some lessons, some beings, some entities, things like that, that need to come in and they serve their role to feed that dualistic construct. Okay? Let's just face it. That's what happens. But our personal hologram, if we all work on our personal hologram, it's going to affect the collective hologram. If we all strengthen our fields, we now offer no opportunity for these things to come in and to enter our fields. So what are they going to take from us? They have no choice but to connect to source. These beings, these leeches, these things that nest in our field, are feeding off the humans because they lost their connection with source. We're going back home. And because we all consciously choose every single day to go back home, they can keep trying, but they won't be able to get our energy because our fields are going to be so strong that they're going to have to connect to source themselves and they're going to have to go back home. Everyone's got a different route back to source, and we're not here to judge what route you take. The idea is we're going back home and we're anchoring 0 point energy here onto Earth. Unlimited potentialities, unlimited creative potential, we're unlocking that by going home, by honoring our soul and remembering who we are. And as soon as you start to really remember who you are, you're now offering someone else the opportunity to remember who they are and who they are and who they are and who they are. And you have now landed at the I am presence. And that I am presence is what is going to be the key that is going to unlock everything that you desire in life. But we have to get through those learning lessons by honoring what our soul needs. Our basic fundamental needs for survival and thriving. And as soon as we start to say yes to ourselves and saying yes to what is in alignment with us, by feeling that, you can feel it when you are out of alignment with something that enters your field. So for me, my yes for my intuition is my solar plexus igniting, and my no is my sacral igniting. So if something enters my field and I feel it in my solar plexus, that's a yes. If I feel it in my more deep in my gut, like a ugh, and kind of hurts, that's a no. And so align with the yes feeling. And here's a really, really cool, neat way of figuring out what your intuition is saying to you through the body if you don't get clear messages and don't know. Just say yes, 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 yes to you over and over, and sense that in your body. Stop saying it and just envision the word yes. Where do you feel it in your body? Where do you feel it? Take a mental snapshot. That's your yes. Now let's clear, cancel, delete that. Let's say no, 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 no. Just say no, 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 no. Where do you feel that in your body? Feel that, feel that, feel that. Now let's clear, cancel, delete that. That is your simple yes and no of your intuition. It's going to further evolve and expand as you go on into more clarity and more translation from your guidance and from your team as you start to open up your channels and start to shut off the mind and to let those things in. But there's a simple yes and no routine to be able to figure out what is in alignment and what is out of alignment. And then when you talk to someone and you feel that, you know this is a good person to interact with. When you see a job that you really want to go try, you will get to know whether it's a yes or a no. Stepping into alignment is going to unlock more things for yourself, because once you feel abundant, all of the rest comes. Inward, outward. The abundance isn't going to arrive and then you feel abundant. No, you got to feel abundant and then the abundance arrives. Plain and simple. Set it and forget it. And so what you embody is what is going to be brought into your field. That is the experience in which we choose to go through. And I forget this all the time. I'm a human. I have a thick veil of forgetfulness. As spiritual as I am, and as much great guidance as I get, and as clear my guidance is, I forget too, because I am a spiritual being having a human experience. I'm human. I forget. So these are wonderful messages that come onto YouTube, but I'll forget very quick. And the ego will step in and will separate me and tell me, no, 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 no. I get thumped on the head, and then I wake up and I go, oh shit, yeah, that's right. I'm a spiritual being having a human experience. I am abundant as is in my natural state. How do I get back to my natural state? By clearing the path and honoring what I need. It's very simple. But we make it very complicated because we are so worried of judgment. We're so worried of criticism. We're so worried of speaking our truth. We're so worried of what other people think. But if those people are criticizing you or judging you for you honoring your soul, that's not your issue. That's not your issue. That's their issue. And part of being a sovereign being and standing in your sovereign power is recognizing that anyone else's emotions have nothing to do with you, especially if you're aligning with what you want. And maybe it affects them because you're not aligning with what they want. You're taking your power back. Have you ever seen someone take their power back and you felt powerless and so you lashed out at them? Has it happened to you in a relationship where finally someone said enough is enough and started to stand up for themselves and you felt it and you got mad? I know it's happened to me. And that's when the tables turn. That's when everything starts to shift in your favor, is when you say yes to you. And so that's part of getting into alignment. There's more to that because you start to unlock parts of yourself. You start to unlock your desires. You start to unlock what makes you feel good. You start to try new things in order to get into alignment with that. And if you don't know exactly what it is, what you want, what your body needs, what your spirit needs, or what your emotions need, I highly suggest you take some time out and you go within and you ask. Because your physical body, your emotional body, and your spirituality, your higher self, your guides, your angels, your team, your soul is so down to talk to you at any point in time. They just want you to build the conversation. They want you to make the connection. They're not going to intervene because you have free will unless you ask. They will intervene in extreme severe circumstances if it's life or death and they know for a fact that it is not your time. But ask and then be open to receiving. And if you don't like what you have to hear, then don't ask, because they're going to give you the truth. Full aligned truth. And sometimes it's hard to hear, but as soon as you take that action step, you're going to feel that alarm going off. You're going to hear the jackpot cha-ching, 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 cha-ching going off in your mind, and you're going to feel this energetic buzz that flows throughout your body. And that is your soul saying, thank you so much for honoring me. Keep doing this, and I will make sure that everything you need will happen for you. It's already happening for you. But it's going to be more in alignment, and it's going to feel a lot more fulfilling. And those moments of opportunity are going to help to drive you forward when you hit those moments of lack and those really deep, dark learning lessons and those dark nights that are essential as we start to join our new initiation phases of further growth and further expansion. So this is a really neat topic for me, because I've recently taken gigantic leaps of faith and said yes to what I wanted, and then landed myself in certain zones where I showed up complete lack mentality. And I figured, oh no, I have to change external again. I have to move. I have to. No, what I did was I went quiet and I went within, and I discovered my shadow. I discovered further, deeper parts of my shadow. I discovered further karmic lessons, and I started to change my thoughts, and I started to change my behaviors, and I started to fully align with the thoughts that were more in alignment with Corey thriving, and not old Corey, old paradigm, stuck Corey that wanted to hold on there and create these dark nights of the soul for myself, because that resistance created a level of strength within me that I love. I said no to that. I released that. I said goodbye. Let's unlock the door to who I am. And so who are you? Who are you? Simple question to ask yourself. And if you're feeling a lot of pains in your body right now, it's because your body is screaming at you, saying, pay attention to me. There's something I need, and you're not getting the hint. And that voice, that pain, is going to get louder and louder and louder until you finally listen and submit to the fact that it has something it wants to say. And when you listen, and you start to then provide it with what it needs, that is when you'll start to notice the pain subside. Because any physical ascension symptoms, all of that pain, if you think of pain, pain is simply going to knock you on your butt until you can't move anymore. Because sometimes your team sees that you are walking so far out of alignment that it wants to arrest you onto your couch or onto your bed for a few days, so you can really sit down and reflect on what you're doing and how you're out of alignment and how it's affecting the collective and it's affecting your parallel selves. It's how much it's affecting your world. Butterfly effect. A ripple, it's a drop in the pond creating the ripple. So get into tune with who you are and that frequency, and then follow that frequency out and watch everything start to unfold for you in miraculous ways. And at a faster and faster rate because of the way the energies are working now. So, anyways, that was really long. I did not expect to go that long with channeling this, but dang, this is a really good, powerful message with getting into alignment with your soul. So everybody, much love and respect to everybody out in the Webiverse. Thank you so much for all your continued support. I love you all. All my links are in the description box. That's all I got. So much love and respect to everybody out there. And I will see you on the other side. Good luck with your soul alignment. If you have any questions, shoot me an email. Namaste.